Good morning, dear children. Welcome back to the English class. In the last video, we started with the poem Section 3 The Way Through the Woods, which is beautifully written by Rudyard Kipling, who was a very famous English poet and author. We talked about his life and his contributions. We also discussed about the two stanzas, the first two stanzas of the poem. Now, let's begin reading the last two stanzas. So, I hope you all are ready with your books. Shall we start? Okay. Yet, if you enter the woods of a summer evening late, when the night air cools on the trout ring pools, where the otter whistles his mate, they fear not men in the woods, because they see so few. So, children, as we discussed earlier, the poem begins with the mention of a road through the woods which was closed 70 years ago. And we also came to know that the road was left undisturbed. So, for many years, the weather and the rain have undone it, like they have destroyed it. The place was looking as it was before the formation of that road, but now no one could tell if there was even a road through the woods. It is because the road has disappeared beneath the bushes and scrubs of different kinds of plants. It is hidden from the human eyes. After the road was closed, the trees were planted. Those trees have grown up now, and that road has become the part of the wood itself. Children, but now the road, which is not seen and which is now a part of the wood itself, is full of activity and life. It is occupied by the ring dove that broods there and the burrowing badger which rolls in it playfully. Now, if anyone goes and visits the woods in the late summer evening, he or she will come to know that there is more to the road. The night air cools above the pools that are full of trout fish, and the otter calls out to its mate. These creatures do not fear human presence because very few people enter the woods. So, here the poet wants to describe the beautiful life of the wild creatures which survive in the woods, that means the forest. They are playfully enjoying their lives, they are happily spending their lives in the woods when there is no human disturbance. They are not scared of the human race because only a few people, almost none of the people, enter the woods. Now let's read the last stanza. You will hear the beat of a horse's feet and the swish of a skirt in the dew, steadily cantering through the misty solitudes as though they perfectly knew the old lost road through the woods. But there is no road through the woods. In this stanza, the poet tells that one could hear the trampling of a horse's hoof when the horse isn't physically present. So he is in a flashback. This poem is in a flashback. The poet is recalling, or the speaker of the poem is recalling all his sweet memories connected with the woods. Perhaps it is a ghost from the past when the road was used by men on horseback. One could hear the swish of skirts moving amongst dew covered grass. From these sounds, one could tell the difference that these people move in easy walk as if they perfectly knew where the road lay. Even when a living person wouldn't be able to distinguish it because it is no longer the road that was there 70 years back. The poet still feels that there is surely no road through the woods. So, children, the poem The Way Through the Woods shows us the power nature has over man. This poem uses nature and describes how powerful it is for what it is. Normally, it gets the short end of the stick, but there are many beautiful places created by nature and natural occurrences. He discusses this while describing a road that he used to travel before it got shut down. No matter how many times you tear down the nature, it will grow back and take over yet again. So, this was a powerful message given by the poem. I hope you all have understood the poem very well. So, we will meet in the next video now. I'll be sharing the copy work of the same in your class WhatsApp group. Till then, take care of yourselves, children. Bye bye.